your back. Okay. We'll wait just a little bit for some people to be able to hop on with us.
You can see very little of the green and it's at the bottom.
Okay. Thank you. It takes a minute for it to pop up in the news feed. So if you are watching the replay of the videos, thank you for being here with us. Hope you're having a good morning.
Cassandra,
Looks like we've got a couple people hopping on now.
Cassandra, Robbie, Jan, Donna, Gail,
Welcome back.
Cassandra. Oh my gosh, it's the bumblebee scent. I can't wait to make that. January, hi.
Hello guys, glad you're back. So a couple things before we get started with the actual card. I did post a virtual swap post that you can, if you recreate one of the cards from today's class, which we saw that Judy already had. It was really cute. If you do that, or if you do some other crafting this weekend, feel free to post. Put a comment there with a picture and kind of tell us what you're up to this weekend as far as your crafting. We would love to see that. So that's just a little virtual swap or virtual share to inspire others, and we can brag on you a little bit. And then I also wanted to remind you that I do have the wreath class next Saturday, and I still have spots open for that. Now it is an in-person class, so depending on your level of comfort, if you feel you want to be in the gathering. Right now it's going to be a small gathering, just a few people, and we will take precautions. But I do have a couple spots open for that, and the wreath class is $35 with everything provided, your wreath and all of your supplies. And then I think I have about 3 spots left for our sampler class, and I know that it's not going to show up everything in the video, so let me move it up just a little bit so that you can see the full sampler. And that class is $25 if you come in person, and you do receive a package of Bumblebee cardstock and basic black cardstock and half a package of the Honeybee Designer Series paper that was super popular and sold out during Celebration. And then if you want a to-go kit, I have that available as well, and that is $32 with everything prepped for you and sent out to you. Okay. I think we've got quite a few that have had time to join us, so we'll go ahead and show you the next card. So this one, we have the feminine version, and we're going to recreate a masculine version of this card. This is really one of my favorite sentiments in the stamp set too. Okay, so first we're going to start with the Whisper White card base, and I actually used the thick Whisper White cardstock. I really like the thick Whisper White cardstock, especially when you've got a lot of layers on the front. It's just a little bit more substantial card base. So this one is actually 8.5 by 5.5 and scored at 4 1/4. We'll go ahead and fold this and use the bone folder to get a good crease there. And then I'm hoping that this will show up on the video. We've got a piece of the Designer Series paper, that one that has kind of the gray wash, and I'll try to bring it closer and see if you can tell that texture from the embossing folder. I thought that looked really pretty, and it is just a subtle impression into the paper, because this is Designer Series paper and I was still able to emboss on it. It really gives it a good effect. Now I did not do that on this card, so you can just tell it's the same paper, but it really changes the look of it. So let's go ahead and adhere that down. It's so hard to put glue on another pretty side of paper, but we've got to do it. centered up. Yep, that's too long. Well, that's not good. We'll do it differently. We're just gonna have a border on either end. See, there's always a workaround, you guys. Yeah, just cut that a little bit too long. Cut it at 5 1/2 instead of 5 1/4. And LaDonna's already handing me the little chamois so I can get the glue off my fingers. She already knew. Thank you. Okay. And then next we're going to bring in some layers, and I just have the basic gray cardstock, and then we're going to use a couple of pieces of Designer Series paper. That's okay, thank you. And we'll go ahead and map that on the basic gray. Let's see, making sure I'm getting the right side.
It is.
Okay, this is the side we're using.
Right.
And I'll have measurements again. I don't want to say this is like the Designer Series paper is 2 by 3, and so the cardstock is 2 1/4 by 3 1/4. And I'll do better about posting the PDF this month a little bit earlier for you. And so then we're going to use this piece. And I'm very excited that you're excited about mystery stamping. That has been a fun addition to our virtual classes. Oh, that one's just a little bit wonky. Let me fix that. Wondering if I made a mistake cutting that as well. We're going to make it work though.
That's good.
Okay, so then we'll go ahead and adhere these pieces down.
Josh, show 'em how you run it.
Okay. So that's Petal Pink and Basic Gray that we used on the first card, on the more feminine card. I love that color combo. Any comments coming through, or are they just kind of
They're just watching.
just watching? Just waiting for mystery stamping.
It's going to be an awesome card. I can see the finished one. That's the perk of getting to be the assistant.
Yes. I think Dale was glad for a day off today. Go hang out with the guys. Although I think he secretly does enjoy
I think he does too.
stamping and coloring and everything. So we're gonna go ahead and just use the one that we stamped ahead of time. We have a sentiment ready. And for this one, what we did was just stamped off twice for this background image. And then this is the die that we used for this sentiment. It just fits perfectly. I love this one.
I'll show 'em the stamp.
Sure. And so then that's a little background stamp. And we, like I said, we inked it up and we stamped off twice to get a really light effect in that background so the sentiment would still show through a little bit. So that's why by the end of mystery stamping, we will have used all of the stamps except for one in this set. And I've got a little banner cut out, if we can find it over here. And I'll show you this little banner die too. Another one of my favorites from this set. And it actually Just fits right across perfectly with a little bit of that banner showing on either side. So let's put just a little bit of glue here. And get it situated. And that looks pretty straight. So again, just using another little scrap of Designer Series paper so you get that other little texture and color. And of course we need some dimensionals to pop this up. I may have grabbed too many. Is that possible?
No, never.
Donna says it is.
Baby Ruth says, why do you use glue versus adhesive?
I really like using the liquid glue because for a couple of reasons. One, it gives me time to kind of wiggle the piece into place before it's adhered down. And the second reason is because we live in Texas and it is humid here. And I have found of some of the swap cards I've received, they come apart. You really have to be careful with the adhesive when you live in a humid climate. So it may be great when you make the card and you put it together, but it doesn't stay together. So that's part of the reason why I like liquid glue as well. How's that look, LaDonna?
It's good.
A little bit wonky. Is that okay?
It's good.
Now we do have a couple of new adhesives that have come out called Seal and Seal Plus. And so they're kind of an improved version of Snail and then the one that we used to have called Fast Fuse. And they are a much stronger bond and they are designed because so many of us live in a humid climate, Stampin' Up! Demonstrators and customers. So I haven't really gotten a chance to play with that just yet. And I plan to soon to kind of see about it. But I can tell it's much stickier than our Snail was. But that's why. So I think we're done. That was super fast.
Donna Fenton says this card is versatile.
It is versatile. You're right, Donna. Thank you for pointing that out. So again, just really like to give you guys some layouts that you can use both for masculine and feminine cards. And a lot of times I think when we look at samples, we see the product and not necessarily the layout. So kind of think more about the layout and the pieces that are used when you see the samples or other cards, and use what you have. And that way I think that really helps with masculine cards. Okay, do we have anything else? Let's go ahead and bring back the products. We won't bring the Designer Series paper back, but just to remind you about the beautiful stamp set and the embossing folder and the dies, because I really do feel like these are very versatile products. And so a good investment in your craft supplies that you can use for so many different things. So just a reminder. And I wanted to let you know that if you participate in mystery stamping, so by that I mean if you make a mystery stamping card and you post it, I will have a share thread just for the mystery stamping projects. If you do that, you will be entered for a chance to win this stamp set. So that's our giveaway this month with Stamp Class. And I think what I'll do is leave that open until Wednesday. I'm trying to think what the date is Wednesday.
Wednesday would be
24th, 25th?
24th.
24th. Okay, let's announce the winner of the mystery stamping Wednesday the 24th at 6 o'clock in the evening, and that will be here in this group is where that announcement will be made.
Sherry says, can you tell me if the new adhesive fits into the Snail dispenser?
The new adhesive does not fit into the Snail dispenser. I may actually have it up here on the table. Let me look right quick. It doesn't, but they're interchangeable between the Snail, the Seal and Seal Plus is interchangeable between the two
This
cartridges.
is Seal Plus.
Okay, so this is the Stampin' Seal. We do have it here. It comes in this pouch, which again does help with the humidity by having it put away when you, oh, that's a refill.
Oh, okay, here's Seal Plus.
Okay,
That's the whole
give
unit.
us just a second. So here's the whole unit. It too comes in a little pouch. It has a cover on the end. So it is a little bit bigger. I don't know if I have a snail up here on this table, but it's a little bit bigger than the snail, so you can tell it fits really well in your hand, and it works about the same as snail. When you're going to replace it, you just pull that apart, take that little cartridge out, and just replace it. So between, oh, LaDonna grabbed a snail, so that will show you the difference. So there's either 2 or 3 yards more adhesive on the Seal and Seal Plus from what we had on snail. And again, the advantage of that Seal Plus is it can actually be used when you're doing your 3D projects like boxes and bags instead of tear tape. So that's
This is the Seal.
the Seal Plus, and then LaDonna has the Seal as well. So they look a little bit different, so you can tell the difference in them. But they do, if you had, you know, a Seal case and you had a Seal Plus refill, you can pop it in here and still use it. Okay? And when we had Fast Fuse, you had to do like the little check mark to break that bond. And you're not supposed to have to do that with Seal Plus. Now, it is a really strong adhesive though, and so you may be going along on your cardstock with the Seal Plus, and it may pull the fibers apart a little bit. So Stampin' Up! Advises that you go ahead and break that bond and then start over with your adhesive. So once I have a little chance to work with that more, I'll let you know. I know that other demonstrators I've seen in my leaders group have said you have to be careful not to put too much pressure. Like with snail, you have to push down a little bit as you're bringing it across your paper. And it's really important with Seal and Seal Plus that you have a very light touch, or it tends to gum it up. Okay, I think if y'all want to go ahead and grab your supplies for mystery stamping if you don't have them already. Any other questions, LD?
No.
Okay. Thanks for asking, Sherry. Yeah, it is quite a bit bigger than what the snail was. And I did find that when I used snail on my cards, they didn't always stay together just because of the humidity. But I also live in an old house too, so I have to keep my envelopes in a container so they don't seal themselves shut once I open the package. So that's part of my issue, is just living in an older house that's not as sealed as a newer house is. Okay, I think we're going to go ahead and get ready and do our mystery stamping next. So you had clue 1 and 2 that was posted in our group so that you knew which tools and supplies that you needed to get ready. And like I said, if you haven't done that yet, you have time to still join the replay and or cut your supplies now and still post your card. So clue number 3 is to fold your card base on the score line. And then if you're using a dark colored card base, you want to go ahead and adhere the inside panel. And at least a couple of you, if you will let us know when you are done with clue number 3.
Sharon has joined us.
Hey Sharon, glad you're here. So if you'll just type in clue 3 done or 3 done, just to let us know. We'll wait just a little bit so everyone can fold their card base and then add their inside panel.
What was the score line measurement, Donna Fenton says?
If you cut yours like, I believe I had 8.5 by 5.5, then you would score it at 4 1/4. You can just fold it in half too if you have your card base cut. I like to score mine, but you don't have to.
Baby Ruth is done. Sherry Barrett is done.
Okay.
Gail Ray is done.
Okay.
Mary Jenkins is done. Mary
Okay.
Jenkins White.
And I always call her Mary Jenkins
I
too. I wonder if somewhere we're related, since we have the same maiden name. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to clue number 4. So you should have 3 strips of designer series paper, and I asked for different patterns, and they are cut at 4 by 1.5, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 4 by 1.5 inch. So you are going to adhere those to the front of your card base. And we're not going to tell you where or how or which direction. You're just going to adhere those down. That's part of the fun of mystery stamping, is seeing the ways that people do their crafting. Did you cut your stuff for mystery stamping, LD?
I did.
Oh.
Last night.
So the guys kind of made a plan and decided that LaDonna would come and help me today instead of Dale. So that plan changed late last night, which is fine with us.
Yeah, we're good. We're good
We're
with it.
fine hanging out together. And just let us know when you're done.
Mary Allison is watching.
Hi, Mary. I'm glad you're here. I wonder if you're working today, if you're on break. Did we have a train come through on the second video?
Mm-hmm.
Did we?
Mhm.
I didn't even hear
Went
it.
to the first one or the second one? Yeah, you
Yeah,
said
the
train.
first
You said
one.
there's a
The first
train.
one I know we did.
Oh, no, not on the second one. We just had one time. One time. Just one time.
The trusty train.
Mhm.
And it is a little bit of a delay for us to see your comments on the iPad, so sorry if we're going too slow, but we don't want to stress you guys out. Just type in done
Nobody yet.
when you have clue number 4.
They're still trying to figure out how to put them on. Baby Ruth is done.
Okay, thank you.
Donna Fenton is done.
Good job.
Cassandra is watching.
Are you doing mystery stamping, Cassandra?
Jan Miller is done.
Good job, Jan. Okay, let's go on to clue number 5. So you should have a large, either punched or die cut, light color cardstock that coordinates, and you're going to stamp your sentiment on it. That is clue number 5, to stamp your sentiment on your die cut or punched piece of cardstock. And just type in done when you finish clue number 5. Was Gail doing mystery stamping? I think she was on
I
here.
think so. She's on here. Yeah,
She was
is.
excited about
she
it.
has said done.
Okay, good.
Gail's done number 5.
Okay.
Mary White's done with number 5. Baby
Okay.
Ruth is done with number 5.
Awesome. Y'all are doing great.
Sherry Barrett is done with number 5.
Y'all have got mystery stamping down, don't you?
I'm excited to see what they make.
I am too. That's my favorite part.
Jan Miller's done.
Good. Okay. Now, if you want to use the optional ribbon then that is going to be clue number 6 for you, or it could be. So clue 6 can be to attach your sentiment to the card front. But if you have ribbon that you want to use, you may want to put that down under your sentiment. So clue 6 is either your ribbon or go ahead and attach your sentiment. And then just let us know when you're done with clue 6.
Sherry Berry says, I'm just listening and learning.
We're just glad you're here, Sherry. I'm glad. Maybe you're watching from work, but maybe you didn't have to work today. I think you need a break, girl. But we're glad you're here.
Cassandra didn't answer if she was
She didn't.
stamping.
Yeah, I've enjoyed seeing the mystery stamping projects the last couple months. I'm glad that that demonstrator shared that tip with us so we could use it too.
Just don't forget to go post it on the feed.
Yes, after this video is over, I will go in and post that mystery stamping share thread. And you'll just put your card there. And then don't forget we have the virtual swap thread too. So I love seeing your projects.
Baby Ruth is done with 6.
Okay. We'll wait for a couple more to let us know they're done, and then we'll move on.
Gail is done.
Okay. Okay, so clue 7 will be the same as clue 6. So if you had not already adhered your sentiment to the front, go ahead and do that. And if you want to have ribbon after the sentiment, now is the time to put your ribbon on. And then just let us know when you're done with clue 7. We'll wait to hear back from you guys.
I'm interested to know how many of them have this set already.
Oh, Madonna wonders if you already have the
Tasteful Touches.
yeah, Tasteful Touches, that the name. Still learning names. If you have the Tasteful Touches stamp set or dies, Tasteful Label dies, let us know. It's an awesome set. I really do like it.
Baby Ruth is done.
Okay. I've already used those dies so much.
There's a lot of them in that package too.
Mm-hmm. There is. Did you order those, LD?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ten pieces.
It's a versatile set. I was talking with someone yesterday, and I won't name her name, but she was working on her order, but she said she was going to wait until after class to place her order to see what else I tempted her with.
Sherry Baird is done with 6 and 7.
Okay.
Jan Miller has ordered it, and she's supposed to receive it Tuesday.
Oh, good.
Mr. Brown's coming.
Yay. I hope, Jan, that you will go ahead and open that order up right away. I feel confident that you will. Unlike someone else that's been super busy and had a couple of Stampin' Up! Orders that she had not opened until Thursday night at Paper Pumpkin. We won't call her out either. We had a little unboxing on our Zoom video Thursday night for Paper Pumpkin. It was really fun.
When I'm too busy to play with them, I don't want to open them and be tempted.
I threatened to go over there and open them for her in the future.
Jan says you know me too well. Baby Ruth says they'll be on my next order.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, I hate it when I'm that person that's too busy to open up my Stampin' Up! Order. I have to rearrange my life when that happens. Okay, are we ready to go on to our final
I
clue?
think so.
Okay, clue number 8 is to add your embellishments. If you choose to use embellishments, that was also an optional clue. And we'll give you just a couple minutes to do that. And then we will reveal our mystery stamping card.
Well, yours, I didn't bring mine.
Oh.
I didn't bring mine.
So while you're doing that, I definitely want to thank each of you for joining us today. I hope you've had a fun morning. I wish we could all craft together, but want to keep everybody safe. And one of the kind of side blessings of doing these virtual classes, like I said in my super long post, is that we've been able to include some people that don't live near us. So I do have customers in other states, so it's been really fun that they've been able to join us and interact with the group, and y'all have been really welcoming to them and helpful to them and helpful to newbies, so I thank you. Y'all are such an awesome group. And a special thanks to LaDonna for being the assistant today.
My pleasure.
Okay, if you have clue number 8 finished, go ahead and type in done, and we'll reveal my card once we have a couple of people that have typed in done.
Becky has just started watching, and Baby Ruth is done.
Okay, Baby Ruth's done. Hi, Becky. You will still have time to do your mystery stamping card. And that kind of reminds me too, if you want to send your picture of your card to me, I'll be glad to post it for you. If you're not quite sure how to do that, or if I can edit the picture and maybe brighten it a little bit before it's posted, I'm happy to do that for you.
Sherry Barrett is done.
Okay.
And Robbie Akers is done. Kathy Partain is watching now.
Okay.
Dale
Hi,
is done.
Kathy. We're just finishing up mystery stamping, but if you're just joining us, you still have an opportunity to go back and watch the replay once this video's over. Okay, I think enough of you guys are done. I'll go ahead and reveal my mystery stamping card. That's how I did it and how I put my Designer Series paper. I used that cute little banner again. So you could do it a couple ways. You could cut 2 of them and add to either end, since this is a much larger sentiment piece, or you can just cut it in half. So it's a versatile little die. I really like it. And then this is the big sentiment. Love that one too. So I don't think that I did add a little strip. I was going to tell you this. This was not part of the supplies for mystery stamping, but I just had this little strip of Designer Series paper laying on my desk, and I glued it down right quick. So that's a great use for your scraps, to either adhere them to the envelope or inside of your card. But that's my mystery stamping card. So I hope y'all had fun, and I will post that mystery stamping share thread so you can share your project. So thanks again for joining us, and we will talk to you soon. You want to say bye, LD?
Bye, LD.
Bye, y'all.